Welcome back, everybody, and today we are back here in the world log in the chasm underneath the woodland mansion, and today we're not going to do much of a world tour as there hasn't been anything much happening in the last 2 months between when I'm starting recording this episode and the end of last episode, but we are here to start work on the massive storage system that will be going down here. And so here, I've done a mock-up for the very first bit of the design we'll be building today. And so it is a very simple setup here, where we have a observer clock that will feed into a line that will travel over the water streams. This will then activate the droppers here that will then unload all shulker boxes in the system out into a water stream. And that water stream will then make its way over to either this wall or this wall, seeing as there's this extra little bit of space over on this wall. We'll probably have it over there for the output of the entire system. And then that will take all of the items that have been output right all the way to the top of the system, where they will be collected in another series of droppers. And then they will be output once again, just to make sure that none of the items despawn while they get sorted at the top. Now, currently, we're just going to have them collected in a series of hoppers and droppers and sent all the way back over here and back down to fill into the system. So we're actually going to have a secondary water stream system that will go... where will it go? I guess it'll be more convenient to have it here. But we'll have a hopper system here, ice road right next to it, and then that will allow all the items that then get sent back down to the bottom to be collected back into the system here. And the idea behind this system here is that we're going to be storing all of our items behind the buffer of 2 hoppers, a dropper, and a double chest. And no greater buffer of item storage will be used for the system, and hopefully that means that all of the items will be relatively easier to access. And the idea is that once the items come out of this system, at the top they'll be put into a massive sorting system along this wall here that will allow us to select an individual item from the entire catalog here. Another thing we're going to want to do is when we activate each row of this system to make sure that no items are flowing out of a given row before starting the next row. Because if we don't do it row by row, we're going to get an absolute ton of items. I mean, this is also already quite a lot of items that get output all at once, and that would cause a massive lag spike on top of all the redstone work happening up top. So, we're going to go ahead and start the episode, not with a tour today, because nothing much has happened, but with a little bit of building. So, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we've got the first phase of construction done down here. You can see I've got all the water lines in and a whole bunch of chests to store shulker boxes. And currently, I just have one water stream going here. This one is not symmetrical, since one line goes that way and one line comes back. But I've left the other ones non-constructed, mainly just because I don't have enough redstone to do all of them. But also because the time it's going to take me to fill every one of this chunk's chests with shulker boxes is going to be quite a while. Especially because in previous worlds of mine, I've gotten away with 2 double chests of shulker boxes for my entire storage. So, yeah, it'll be a while until I fill up one row. But we have the rest all ready and set up here on the relatively harder to construct on bottom layer here, since we've got to deal with the bedrock floor. But here, once we get everything constructed up top, what can I use to bridge? Fireworks are good enough. But once things are constructed up top here, all we have is just a 2-block gap between the different sections, and everything else is nice and flat and easy to build on. So, the way it's currently set up, I've got my small little shulker box area here, but when I pull this lever here, it will activate this observer clock, and that will pulse every one of these droppers down the line. And so if I go ahead and I've got some slime in my inventory, let's just put that in there. So that slime will go into the dropper here, which, why is it not firing? I am very confused. So this redstone should be powering this dropper. This dropper faces into the water, which means it can drop. If we put a delay in there. Okay, so the delay does work. That's just stuck on now. That is very confusing. Alright, well, there's some problems to figure out here, but we do have the less problematic areas complete. Let's just put them in that, and hopefully, yeah, that'll go through. So now we can follow, try not to fall down, this line here. Here we go. All the way to the end. Over here. And so all the items come out this end here, drop in the water, and go over to this point here, which currently is lacking soul sand. But when there is soul sand here, we're going to have a water elevator that goes right the way to the top here. And so I need to gather the glass for that. But for today's construction, what we're going to do is have the items come all the way up to the top, over by our pillagers. Oh, I'm getting a bit of a lag spike. And then they're going to just simply come over to this side of the hole. Man, I'm getting a lot of lag. Oh wait, I have 32 chunks on, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that'd do it. There we go. Put it back to 16. There we go. And so we'll have the items come over to this corner here. See if I can land. And then drop all the way back down to the beginning there, and have them filter through there. So, easily enough, I can set up the water streams for that. That just takes a little bit of time and a bit more resource gathering beyond what I have right now, because this is all my glass. And of course, I need to grab some sea pickles as well to do, or ender chests, to do the alignment into these water streams up top. First, I got to figure out what's going on with that there, because I should be getting power from there, but it's not, which is weird. All right, we've got a column going all the way to the top here, and hey, don't think about continuity in this episode. It's already wacky. It's already a new year. Anyway, we're in the next clip here, and we've got a water column going all the way to the top. And so now, to sort of speed test how long it takes to get items from the bottom to the top, we'll go ahead and break this bottom block here and fly up to the top. Hopefully racing the items. I think I saw them pass by. Okay, this is a pretty bad speed test. But it was at least that fast. I could have gotten up here faster, probably. But I'd gauge it was about this many seconds. Hopefully editing me has put the number on screen. And to get the items all the way back down, all I would have to do was is just drop them down there. Hopefully, I think. A professional. Oh, I'd have to drop them here first, and then they'd come back. Maybe I need to reverse these streams. Anyway, we're going to leave that for another day, because I've been doing a lot of thinking about this storage system over the past very long while between clips. And I decided to continue developing the methods I'm using for this storage system, going back to an earlier model I wanted to use. And one of the things I want to say about the storage system that kind of maybe puts into perspective the challenge of it is I don't want to have an individual item filter for every item. I want to be able to reduce the amount of filters that I need to build. Because building, how many items are in Minecraft? Some number of thousands of item filters in this space is rather boring, and I'd like to take a more technical approach to it. And so, for that reason, I've been looking at different designs in my redstone world that I will hopefully end up building in here. Because, of course, for this system that I've already built so far, the speed to get new items in is at least going to be that amount of time that it takes to travel up there, which could already be rather substantial. And if I could build the storage system in a much shorter space, that would be preferable to building a buttload of item filters up top in order to store the items where they need to go, and a buttload of item filters at the bottom to be able to search for a specific item. And so figuring out a system that can compact that is definitely top priority. But in between clips here, what I've been doing, I've already failed the elytra course I've set up for myself. So they fly through here, go down the stairs, don't run into the walls. We've got this new farming area, by the way, between clips. Just a very simple farming area to get a little bit distracted here. Just so I can get those base crops that I need to do the little things. I've set up this new storage area that is somewhat permanent, somewhat temporary. Permanent in the next few years, hopefully temporary by the time I get to the 10-year mark for this world, because that is still in the plans. For now, we've just got a basic chest storage system here. You can look through the different titles yourself if you want, and we just have miscellaneous shulker box stuff over here. Chest of shulker boxes there, and I've also expanded out my shulker boxes in here as well. But for now, one thing to sort of highlight is that between clips, one thing that definitely took a ton of time is, let me just clear up my inventory here, is getting this bottom row of my shulker box here. Wait, no, my ender chest, that's what it's called. And that is gathering a bulk supply of all of the redstone and various components that I will need to construct the storage system that goes over there. So first of all, I don't have a witch farm, so this is all from a lot of tedium with villagers. Getting a butt ton of redstone, all blocks here. Crafting a butt ton of repeaters, and just a whole lot of comparators, hoppers, chests, and gathering a bunch of andesite as well. This probably isn't nearly as much andesite as I need. I'll probably need at least 10 times this, if not more. Chests should hopefully keep me going for a while. Hoppers, maybe the same. Comparators, probably the same. But repeaters and redstone will definitely run out very quickly. But this should at least allow me to set up the base of the storage system once I finish designing it and am ready to finally implement it into the area over there. But for now, we're going to go ahead and hop into the past, where I was working on the very start of a raid farm. So let's go ahead and hop over to past me. And now for the first test of the raid farm, all the way up here and over there. Okay, here at the villager outpost, or illager outpost, pillager outpost, that's what they're called. Hopefully we can find someone with a banner. You don't have a banner. Here we go. Here's banner guy. Alright, I have Bad Omen now. So what we can do is fly off this way. And a little bit north, actually. Wait, no, this isn't north. This is north. Anyway. Hopefully things go exactly to plan here. Here we go. We got a raid starting. I don't think they can climb ladders, so we should be safe. Actually, if anything, I think I'll try and land on that top bit here and just observe how it goes. Alright, so we got guys out front. They seem to be making their way inside. These guys don't really know what's going on. Well, they see me now. He's doing fine. We have raiders dying in the bottom. Let's try and hop down, see what's going on here. Oh, that's a Johnny. Or a Vindicator. Let's just hop in the center. See how things go. If only I could see what's going on below. It looks like they're dying down there, so that's nice. 2 remain. Nice. One remains. No, I don't think I can put a block in the center to make them think that they can walk down in there. I can't just give them a punch. Alright, they're all spawning out there. I'm just walk over to the center. So that is going to be the first thing to fix. Putting trapdoors in the drop chamber instead of those iron bars. Because I think they're only falling in because they're being pushed. That's going to be my guess. Can I quite tell from here? Not really. Yeah, since the raid is just kind of going on right now, I built this castle here. We're sort of, raiding the castle type vibe for this raid farm instead of just doing a straight, hey, here's an island, here's the 9 blocks they can spawn in, and, let's, hello. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of health. Yeah, I wanted this to have more of a thematic feel for a raid rather than this is just, well, they spawn and they die and nothing really happens type thing. So a little bit more lore there. Of course, there is only one villager in the castle here. Maybe I give him a crown of some sort with Minecraft heads. It looks like I'm going to have to jump down here. Oh, it's him. Hello. That's the one that drops the emeralds. Okay. I knew you could get emeralds out of this type of farm, but I did not know which one dropped it. Not all of them dropped it, to be honest, but I guess not. Well, what Past Me didn't know is that most of them drop emeralds, but it has to be a player kill. Throwing them in lava or having them just generally pathfind into lava will not drop the emeralds, or actually quite a bit of the loot if I understand things correctly. Well, we've learned some things. And now what we can do with our learning, what we know about that, is improve it for later, and we can take our small wins. I think there's multiple levels to Hero of the Village. And bring it back to the new and improved villager area. which it's quicker to fly over to this portal here than to fly directly back. Alright, here we are at the new and improved villager area. And let us go straight to the redstone room. Everybody's asleep. Okay, now that everyone's awake, we can go over to the redstone room and hopefully get some nice things. I think they throw things at you. Or are the prices just lower? Okay, apparently they don't throw things at you, but the prices should be lower. And maybe we can get some good deals over here. So go and start selling our glass to do our emerald trading. Yeah, that's down to 2. That's quite a bit more profit. I don't know how long this lasts, but apparently it's a while. Over here, glass probably costs the exact same. It can't go any lower. Now, I do believe I have some wither roses. Somewhere. I don't recall where. But those should allow us to do what we need to do, because witches cannot just fire resist against those. But of course, wither roses still don't count as player kills. But, speaking of wither roses, look at all those chickens. It's a J cut right there. Yeah. Oh wait, I was supposed to cut this too. Was that an L cut? I don't know, maybe. Anyway, our next stop is all the way out there somewhere in the nether though, because the wither roses, of course, are for our wither farm. So let's go ahead and head over to the past and also over out in that direction somewhere to see what all that's about. And here we are at the wither skeleton farm in a slightly weird video ratio because apparently full screen mode makes my monitors freak out. Some new update changed that. But as you can see, I have massively excavated a bunch of this area. Still more to go. I need to go all the way to this blue line here. So all of this land needs to still go away. But if we go ahead and head over to the underside here, which we actually need to go up and through this tunnel, you can see that we've got wither skeletons somewhere. There they are. I think I put my ender chest here. I can grab my kit and grab my particle splitter. I currently have 8 wither skeleton skulls in my inventory, and this, just from a quick fly away and fly back, it fills up pretty fast, which is quite nice. It means that I will have plenty of withers for my beacon needs. And they just drop on in there. And currently, I don't have the entire farm operational. Oh, hey. Oh, was that just 2? Well, let's see. I see 1. There's just 1. Oh, maybe 1 picked the others up and then dropped it on kill. Oh, hey, another one there. Anyway, this corner here is non-functional, and then the top level of this cell is not functional. And by not functional, I mean half of it's covered in slabs, 1 block above the surface so I don't kill the grass. Just because it takes a lot of headless chickens to collect all of these wither roses. And I mean that in two senses. One in the sense that a lot of chickens had to die for this. And the second, of course, being I had to run around like a headless chicken with the wither chasing me through a field of chickens that were becoming headless. But that's provided me a fair amount of wither roses. Of course, I'm covering up this entire area on 2 levels. So that's a pretty substantial area. This is 5 crossings right here. I could extend out over here as well, but I don't feel like it. And I honestly don't think it's necessary with the rates I'm seeing now. And on screen now, while I kill these guys, you can hopefully see, if I remember, a backup version of this world in Spectator, just showing all of the area that used to be here and isn't now. Oh man, I am getting so many... What looting do I have? I just have 3, right? Yeah, looting 3. But, making bank on these skulls. Now, of course, we need a good comparison to where we're at now. So if I grab my comparators... No, that's not right. My rockets. Here we go. Go back up on that. And go ahead and fly out here. Like I showed on entrance. This whole area used to be a whole giant island. That's all gone. And I do still have quite a few deltas left to do. But of course the deltas have a little bit less spawning just because it's all just magma cubes. And yeah, you can still see they're spawning quite a bit up here. But there's been more land clearing out over here. Some of the areas that go all the way to the lava lake below, I just put slabs over. And of course you might be asking yourself, if you're a reasonable individual, why not just cover everything in slabs and call it a day? Why take the time to mine things out? And the somewhat simple answers are, I get to get all of the resources from mining things out, so a lot of them just ended up in the lava. But I get a lot of basalt, so I don't have to build a basalt generator. Is pretty easy to build. But I get a little bit of blackstone that I can use. That's more tedious to get. I don't think you can craft it or farm that. And of course, netherrack, should I want it. Probably won't, but it's there if I want it. And the second answer is, even though it doesn't really spawn much at all in these upper layers, I mean very, very little, the ancient debris can also be found within these, or at least the netherrack areas. I don't think I've ever found, well, in this entire excavation, I'll just say that I only found a single ancient debris in all the excavating that I've done. And I think it was like right here at Y52 or something. And that was it, the entire thing. But that did allow me to craft one more netherite pickaxe. Which means the rest of this excavation is going to be a little quicker now that I have a good source of XP here and a pickaxe that just simply lasts longer. And so now what can I do with all these wither skeleton skulls? Well, I think I said it in the last episode, but I can coat all of the important areas of the islands that I'm living on in a bunch of beacons to start building sort of micro bases. Not quite micro bases, that's not quite the right word, but villages or cities around these individual areas to start building up some of the just environment and atmosphere of this world. Ow. And so perhaps the next clip is setting up some of those beacons. Or maybe you're seeing it on screen right now. I haven't decided because it's 4 a.m. In March. Oh hey, it's Pi Day. That's cool. So there's a date for this episode. If you don't already know from the previous me's and the narrator me that's probably been filling in different clips, yeah, this has been this entire episode's been strung out over probably the last year and a half, if I were to wager a guess. And time can get just a little bit more confusing when you jump back only a little bit to when I first had filled in those non-active parts of the farm. Well, okay then. That's a lot of... Oh, I still need to grab the sword. So I just blocked all the spawns in the non-active pods. And grab my particle splitter. Come down here to see this thing absolutely just chock full of wither skeletons. I probably should have counted, but oh well. You can see a bunch of heads just... Whoa, that's a lot of heads. Pretty sure this was empty of heads. Yeah, so no heads in here. Once this starts filtering through, though, it's going to be quite a few. I saw a bunch of them drop there. And I found out... Oh, there's a ghast. Yeah, pro shot. Alright, it's still coming in. Yeah, I found out that apparently iron golem kills don't count as player kills, and so they won't drop the heads that way. So these guys... Yeah. They might not be here in the next clip. Oh, hey, it's the next clip. Because I realized I didn't record that we got 4. 4 in just that one thing from... I was literally just standing in this corner, filling this area up with slabs on the second block so the grass doesn't go away. And yeah, that just filled that with 4 wither skeleton skulls from one harvest. So that's a pretty substantial amount. Anyway, time to get on to some spooky disappearances. Spooky disappearances aside, we've got some beacons to craft. You know the drill here. Nothing substantial to see. You place the 3 heads, you step back, you make sure your shulker box doesn't blow up, and you let them rip. So how's your day going? Apparently not well. Oh, apparently it's not going very well at all. I am not safe from the Enderman down here. And the last one I mess up. Oh. And that's 8 beacons, easy peasy. There we go. 8 beacons to the list. It's up to 12 now. Plus the 2 in the nether, so quite a few. And here we go. This should be all the beacons we need. If I get the beacon box. There we go. 23 beacons should be enough. Plus we got a couple lying around the world that we can pick up if we have not enough. 20 should do the job though, for what I'm thinking. 20 cities throughout the island. Sounds about right to me. Alright, so hopefully next clip is me going around. I need to get a bunch of iron, it would seem. I think I have a bunch of iron, actually. Let's pack this up. And beacon box, then the obsidian box. Oh, I need to put that... Oh, well. I'll deal with that in a minute. We can fly on over to the iron farm, which probably has some iron on it, I would presume. All the way at the other side of this big old cave here. We can take some of the pathway, actually. Wow, I hardly ever travel on this side of the pathway here. But got my super simple iron farm design here. Oh yeah, we got some iron. We got more iron than I know what to do with. But how much is in bulk over here? Probably a lot. Not as much as I expected. We can craft up some, put it in here. Easy peasy. Actually, yeah. We'll grab the rest and then craft it up and see what we're lying at here. Since this is in the spawn chunks, it's usually full if I understand how Minecraft still works. It should be continuously running since it's in the spawn chunks. So, how many beacons worth do we have? Let's see. There we go. Ender chest. Beacon box. So, one beacon is 2 sacks of 64. And, okay, we don't have enough for a full beacon, but we certainly have enough for a short beacon for every one of them. I think that much would have been obvious from the start, unless I had a full chest of iron over here. Throw that in there. So yeah, we don't have enough for everything, but we've got a pretty substantial amount. Can I get this kind of close to 36, 37? Almost. There we go. So this is how much we've got. Put that there, put that there. Hey. So we've got at least, oh wait, no. There we go. 4 full beacons worth of beacon base supplies. Obviously we can get more just by running this thing for a while. But that would mean the episode comes out in another year, probably. So instead, I'm just going to do short bases, and we can get on to it as I do this cool spin transition that I'm going to forget by the next clip. Wow. And that was seamless, because past me is still talking. I have no idea where current me is. I've done the same joke twice in a video. That's a J-cut. Past me is probably still talking at this point, but I'm going to quiet him anyway. So, where do we want to place our 20-ish cities throughout this area here? We've got 23 beacons, plus some more sitting around somewhere. And we can place them all throughout this area here. Maybe even over on the other areas outside of the main island. Maybe. Probably not. But what we can do is we can start plotting things out. And what I've done is I've taken a very painstaking pan over of all of the map here by sitting in on some big old pillars and taking screenshots and stitching them together. And we have this this map that you're looking at now that I can't see, but it's just a better version of the map I'm looking at here. So, in Microsoft Paint, we can put some red X's or squares, probably squares, or maybe stars? Yeah, stars, over where we want our cities to be. We've got a pretty good swath of area here where we can place things. So I'm thinking we lay things out to be probably about this way. Now, of course, me in the cave has no idea if I edited that correctly, but I'm going to assume he did. And so with this layout here, I'm thinking we can put the roads like so between these different cities. And hopefully that'll provide a cohesive map to get around, because of course I do want physical roads on this island to encourage foot travel, because right now I'm just kind of flying up into the air and then dive bombing us around where I want to land, which isn't an ideal situation. And so having some physical paths, having some destinations and locations to build various farms or just general aesthetic places is going to be really nice to have. And of course, we have that central hub around the woodland mansion to base our storage system in, so that it's much easier for me to access my storage from any given point on the island, sort of just minimizing that distance that I'll need to travel. And so now what we can do is place all the beacons in the actual world itself. Here we are back in the cave, and now I have to actually go and do the groundwork. Is this video going to be out before a year is up? I don't know, but it's possible. It's possible. I don't know how long this will take, but we'll see. Can I beat the clock to get this video out before a year has passed? Maybe. It's a solid maybe. You already know because you can look at the date posted, but I can't. I'm in the past. Time is weird in this episode. But now a montage of me placing all those beacons, and hopefully at that point we can say episode wrapped up. Yeah. And then at the end of the episode, I'll probably go over some goals for what will be done in the next episode, which will probably be another year after that one. That's probably going to be the pacing. So by the time we get to episode 10, we'll be a year into this, or 10 years into this series. And I will have fulfilled my goal of a 10-year long series. Your season? Yeah. Montage time. What? That's how that works. All right. With more than a few pins in my face and other places, we have established a network of, I think it was 19 different cities across this area. I'll probably add more in the future, but these should be a good starting place at the very least. And of course, we also have the portals there to work on a portal network for hopefully the next episode there, getting things a little more easily accessible than the random pockets I ended up spawning in. And you might have noticed that some of them are in useful locations, like one of them is in a village right there. And one of them there's a few of them that are in somewhat useful locations, like that one right there. This area here is pretty close to the end, which is in this mountain here. And so that is a very close location to that. But some of them are in pretty just random locations, like this one here is in kind of a swamp. I liked this bog specifically because it had, that murky swamp water. And so to build something around there would add a little more lore to it, like maybe there's a bit of pollution from that city or something like that. All things I get to work on in the future. And another couple things to point out is up here we've got these patches of stone. These could end up being mountain ranges. And so I get to practice building some freeform mountains there. All sort of building experiments, also somewhat potential farm locations, like over towards here. We placed a couple beacons. One was here, one was over there, one was somewhere in here, I think. I think it was right there. And that is in proximity to the quote-unquote raid farm, which unfortunately won't work as I intended. They're all in useful locations as far as navigation goes as well. Having a good portal network will help me get around the island much, much better. But anyway, that is going to do it. Oh, hey, all my arrows are gone. I'm a healthy boy now. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. So, I will see you in the next one, in hopefully less than a year, maybe 2 years, who knows. Bye.